At this place in history, we've crossed over the Connecticut River. We're in Plainfield, New Hampshire, but I'm with Executive Director of the Vermont Historical Society, Steve Perkins.
Hey, Amanda, we are at McNamara Dairy learning about historic glass bottles.
Bill and Hazel McNamara started their farm on River Road in 1950. Their sons, Pat and Tom, now own and operate the dairy with their children.
My father was in World War II, and that's all he dreamed about was having his own farm to give to his next generation. Right after my mother and father got married, my father had an accident, and he was physically handicapped his entire life, so they were crazy when they came by this. I mean,
they were told not to.
He could hardly walk, and it was him and her, and that was it. And they bought a house without heat, electricity, running water.
They just kind of started with real small and kept working at it and building it up, and got up to be about 110 cows milking. In '68, they actually sold out the herd. My father was not able to physically do any of the work anymore, so we ended up having to dispersal.
Tom says his father's first love was always horses. The family turned to that for a few years to stay afloat.
By then, my brother was out of college, and we started back building the cow herd up too. We started with 60?
60 cows, and we bottled twice a week, just the same as we do now, Mondays and Thursdays. We bottle a whole lot more now. We milk 200 cows now.
That's right, glass bottles. Remember those? Recycling was just starting to take off at the time, and the McNamaras were looking for a way to get a foot or a hoof in the door. What's that like? That's such a nod to the past now these days, to have glass bottled milk.
They had plenty of people doing plastic and cartons, and we thought, well, how are we going to break into a store? How are we going to say that we're different than Hood or somebody like that? And actually, I think milk tastes better in glass.
Tom and Pat's children share their pride in the family business and have been busy expanding beyond milk.
Not only are we doing the dairy now, but we also have a small chicken operation where we sell eggs here and at a couple of local grocery stores. We raise our own beef herd. We do a maple industry.
If one part of your business is not doing well, the other ones can prop it up through a bad year. There's a large family here, and by doing a lot of different things, it gives each of us a portion that we're more or less in charge of, and allows us to feel needed.
It's really neat to see the history of the farm change and the way we've adapted to fit what's going on in the current environment, what we need to survive in order to make sure that all 5 of us in the next generation could come back, and then hopefully leave it in a good spot for our next generation to take over.
Exploring New Hampshire's dairy past.
At this place in history.